This is my presentation. Title is the State Shinto and the Japanese religious movements between the sacralization politics and secularization of religion. Is the huge problem between the two institutional grounds in Japan from past to present. Is still became such as a problem in Japan. You know, Japan history has so different dimensions in the history. Actually, Japanese culture, Japanese economy, and the Japanese understanding of the time, understanding of the history has been increasingly independent from the other nations' history, culture, and mentality of the time, mentality of the view of the nature, you know. This is the great dimension because Japan has closed to the modern world from the Middle Ages. It's taken nearly 300 years from Middle Ages to present, the modern world, you know. This is the closed day becomes today as a political and economical as the cultural dimensions, different dimensions from the old world. Japanese people and society has the different ways to believe to the sacred, to the not to God, to the sacred, to the kami, in the different ways. To according to Japanese people and the Japanese society, the other nations' culture naturally strangers construction to the Japanese people, to the other hand. The Japan people has encountered the Western culture in the end of the Middle Ages, in the beginning of the major restoration, you know, is the differences between the two mentality of two culture. Is the Western idea, according to Japanese people, so hugely different about the starting from where. For us, Western opposition, Western ideas, according to the Turkish society and the Iranian society and the Middle Ages society, is the Western idea start from there to the Western in the perception of us. But Japan has the different ways. Is the Western idea means that starting from Japan, including and centralizing from Japan to the western part, from east to west. Because of this, according to Japanese people, all beliefs are stranger thing according to Japanese mentality. Because of this, is the belief can separate two ways. Firstly, natural belief. Secondly, is the stranger beliefs. It has the two parts. Especially, we can start a term Kokka Shinto. Kokka Shinto is the very important term in Japanese phrases. Kokka Shinto means the state Shinto, refers to modern Japanese political religious systems, including natural ideology and in other words, the natural religious identity. Kokka Shinto means that. In which the state institutionalized Shinto tradition to legitimize imperial authority, stringent nationalism, and unify society. It developed primarily after the major restoration. Everything just began this era as a part of the nation building and the modernization progress. You know, state Shinto transformed decentralized shrine traditions into the centralized ideological structure, especially one closely connected to imperial state. The other one, please. It's okay. Ah, yes. The emperor, namely Tenno is the symbol, is the horizontal symbol, is the border of sky, means the Tenno's head. Tenno, the emperor, must be a male, a traditional way, was represented as a sacred ruler descended from the sun, deity Amaterasu. Amaterasu, goddess coming from Japanese mythology, is the descended from the sun deity Amaterasu. Japanese emperor was a male, but this kami is the feminine one. Amaterasu is the sacred marriage between the sacred and the profane world. One of the central principles was the Saisei Ichi. Saisei Ichi was developed by the Japanese government in the early Meiji period. The unity of ritual and government. The emperor, the Japanese emperor, was decided to start a ritual as a governmental space, a governmental move. When he realized a move and this sacred ritual, after that it became a sacred ritual. After that, quickly. Yeah. The meaning that political authority and the sacred order were considered inseparable. Shrine institutions, namely Jinja Shinto, Jinja means the shrine, Shinto is the way of coming, were organized under direct state supervision through bureaucratic control of rituals, priests, education, and funding. It's everything, you mean, in Japan. The other one, please. Thank you. Especially the educational system, the bureaucratic system have to train a loyalty person to the government of Japan, especially after the imperial rescript on education in the 1819 promoted loyalty to the emperor, filial piety, and the national morality as a sacred civic rituals. The Japanese government often claimed that state Shinto was not a religion, but rather, according to Japanese government, a national tradition, a civic ethic, and a form of public morality. According to the majority of the scholars, the state Shinto is sect of institutional Shinto. Yeah. This is the not controversial issues on that, because according to Japanese government, state Shinto is the political way, is not a religion. This political tradition is the main central Shinto in the Japanese society, must be realized on that, yes. This is the controversial issues between the, maybe, what can I say, maybe huge tension between the public and politicians. This classification allowed the state to impose participation in the shrine rituals and imperial ceremonies without formally violating constitutional guarantees of the religious freedom under the Meiji Constitution. Many scholars therefore interpret Shinto as a form of civil religion. Second one is political theology, Sacralization nationalism. According to me, I'm shared with this idea, the Sacralization nationalism, including became a sect. It's the regular sect that belongs to institutional Shinto, not tradition. Institutional Shinto belongs to Sacralized nationalism. It's the many scholars, Helen Hardaker, John Green, Mark Twain. This is the many of them. Yeah. Also, state Shinto played a major role in the sacralization politics by mythologizing imperial authority. This means the mythopoetic situation, yeah. Ritualizing nationalism, and representing the Japanese nation as a sacred community. In the Japanese society, every Japanese people believe that we are main people of the world. Yeah. The other nations, people, tradition, history originated from our nations.
The root of all people.
Yeah. This is the theory of the namely is the Nihon Bunkaron and the Nihon Jinron. Nihon Jinron, according to Nihon Jinron theory, every Japanese person believes that we are the center, the humanistic center. Every nations, every culture, everything originated from here. This is including the Nihon Jinron theory. Yeah. In the second one is the best way to understand the Japanese culture. It is Nihon Bunkaron. According to Japanese, maybe it's religious secular tradition. Maybe they believe that every community originated from the somewhere. It doesn't matter, but every nation, every history, every culture that will collected and unified in the Japanese land, in the centralized main structure in Tokyo, without any obligation, without any regulation, but with great harmony. Is the ontological approach according to Japanese people, yeah, you know. It's important that Yasukuni Shrine is the central shrine for the Japanese state. Emperor when decided to make a ritual in the political holidays in this area, the Yasukuni Shrine is a stand in the center of the Tokyo city. You know, is the very important thing. This shrine becomes a symbolic center where soldiers who died for the empire were ensured as a coming, turning military sacrifice into sacred national devotion. Every soldier of the Japanese community, Japanese military power, when they died, turned and became a coming. Because of this, every Japanese people, especially, it was realized before the 1915, is in the World War II. Every Japanese soldier believed and so deeply want this as a coming, like an emperor to reach, not to God, reach to divine realm. Yeah. Including the so many kamis under the rule by the Amaterasu. Okay, the other one, please. No. State Shinto also affected the Japanese religious movements, such as is the not positive affected what I am saying. Is the negative is because there was a critical tension between them, especially this movement's Ordu, firstly one, including the great anti-harmony with the Japanese state mentality. Second one, Tenrikyo and Konkokyo. These three movements, most important examples to understand between the sacralization and the secularization in this manner. Some of these movements experience repression because alternative revelations and the charismatic religious authorities were seen as threats to imperial ideology. There is the great harmony, the anti-harmony between, great tension between, great dichotomy between the two main characterized structure. Is the like a war between two cultures. One culture belonging to west of Japan, including city Kyoto, Osaka, Wakayama. The other one, the second main culture belonging to Tokyo, on Yokohama cities, is the new imperial state, according to him. Yeah, the suppression of Omoto is the very important, has two incidents in history of Japan. In the 1921 and in 1935 is often the site a major example who states Shinto's coercive and disciplinary character. After World War II, the Allied occupation issued the Shinto directive, which dismantled the institutional structure of state Shinto. Is declined the whole of the dismantling, is reborn from the Japanese society. The Emperor Hirohito later issued the 1946 Humanity Declaration, symbolically distancing the emperor from divine status. Is totally refused by the Japanese society and the constitutional thinking. Contemporary scholarship generally studies state Shinto through ideological approaches, institutional analysis, and ritual performative theories. Yeah, that one. Thank you. Within the framework of the secularization of religion, Japanese new religious movements such as Omoto Tenrikyo Gonkokyo produce concepts that reconfigure the classical distinction between sacred, secular, and the other one, sacred and profane. Yeah. In this moment, secularization does not necessarily mean the disappearance of religion. True, not disappearance of religion. Is about the turning religion into the personally structure. Rather, it refers to the diffusion of religion into everyday life, ethics, education, social welfare, culture, art, health, and communal life. What we see in this next one. Now, we are here, for example, maybe we must start to examine with Omoto. Omoto is the topic including the special concept. Bankyo Dokon. Bankyo Dokon is the referred from the Chinese idea, is the all religions came from the Chinese culture, like that. I mean, Bankyo Dokon is the Japanese one, affected from the Chinese culture. Bankyo Dokon is the Japanese term, means all religions share the same root. Which theories of what I said to you, Nihon Jinro and Nihon Bunkaro, what is it?
All religions share the same root.
Yes, all religions share the same root. Is the mean all nations share the same root. Nihon Jinro plus Nihon Bunkaro. This term including two theories at the same time. It's huge theories for the Japanese people. Firstly, ethnically, secondly, culturally. Yeah. According to this term, religious truth is understood as a universal rather than exclusive. Second one, weakness rigid institutional boundaries between religions. The other one, repositions religion within the global ethics and international dialogue. Yeah, the other one, please. We can keep on the another term, Junri Aizenkai. Junri Aizenkai, universal brotherhood. Every person can brother between them, including the all nation, all people. This term belongs to the former term, Bankiolog. Bankiolog is the main term according to Omoto, new religious movements, to understand other nations' culture, histories, the whatever, but exclusively according to Japanese society and the centralized the Omoto religious movement. Yeah. First one, emphasize peace, humanitarianism, and the global ethics. Sacred ideals become connected to social and political concerns, and the religion increasingly engaged with the worldly transformation. Is the huge hug to the other nations people, because, but in the Japanese ways, not the other nations way, but only Japanese way. Is the sacralization? What kind of sacralization is the Japanese way? Yeah. The other one, please. Yeah. Yeah. Third one of the Omoto religious movement, Yanaoshi, world renewal. The members of Omoto believe that world gradually from good to the evil, like the apocalyptic situation. It is not like that. It's the circularizing situation from evil to good, from evil to good, from evil to good. Is not a one direction, is the multiple direction to the endless situation. Yeah. There is no end. There is no end. There is no end in the Japanese society in the quantum. Messianic salvation is the I was chosen the term to understand by you. It is not messianic. It is circularizing. It is the savor by the Japanese person. According to theory, Jesus was a Japanese name.
Yeah, sure.
Can you imagine it? Yeah, according to Japanese, the way of people. Religious redemption is interpreted through the social reform. The other way, please.
Another life was Japanese. So
Yes, the other life. There was a not institutional form. Is the becoming and getting strong as a soul. The ultimate duration as a come, we became a god maybe. Is the not special one? Is the progress of the soul like the ordinary life? Yeah. Geijutsu Shukyo religion through art. You know that most Japanese people saw me like preparing the tea ceremonies.
Yeah.
You know, because they want to reach a salvation.
So tea ceremony?
Yes.
other
Yes, to reach salvation of the
Salvation.
divine. Yeah.
Through tea ceremony. So they want to reach salvation by performing the tea ceremony.
Yes.
tea ceremony.
Yes, the tea ceremony. You know when you prepare tea,
Oh,
traditional morning tea. Chai.
Like a chai, yeah. Like a coffee in the Semitic tradition, especially in the Islamic Sufi tradition, to drink coffee is the more important before the start to zikr ritual. Yeah, like that maybe. It's the phenomenological similarities between them. This is the most important thing. art and ascetics become vehicles of sacred expressions because of that. It descended from the kami to the ti, to your body, to the ti. After that, ti as a vehicles of sacred expression to your soul when you do it. Yeah, great. Religion moves beyond temples into cultural production. The other one is. So, what about Tenrikyo? Tenrikyo, one of these important moments. Yoki Urashi, joyous life, is the most like it. You want to be, you reach to salvation. You have to be happy in every step of life. Salvation is centered on happiness and harmonious daily life. Instead of this, no way to reach salvation, according to all. No. The always smiling, the always positive reaction to other nations, people, and the Japanese and the other people. Yeah, religious fulfillment becomes associated with the social well-being and the secular happiness and the spiritual salvation converge. Yes. We continue on the Tenrikyo's concept, Hinokishin, voluntary service. Yeah. It's the most important to support to the harmony to reach to salvation. Is the most important to must be done to this to reach salvation. Everyday labor becomes sacred service, claiming charity and voluntarism acquire religious meaning.
We need this in Romania.
Yeah. I agree with you. Especially last evening, the dancing and singing is the very similar Tenrikyo's mentality is the joyous life, the Hinokishin. I appreciate for that. And the social service functions as a ritual practice. It's so important to reach to the salvation of the divine world. The other one is. The other one is Tasuke. Tasuke salvation through helping others. Yeah. Salvation shifts from mystical individualism to social assistance, and the ethical action becomes the central to religious life. The other one. Yeah. Ichiretsu Kuadai, another term in Japanese, all human beings are siblings. Yeah. Promotes universal human equality and solidarity. And the religious community transcends the national borders. It's hard to believe, hard to afford this concept from Japanese people to the other world. Is the hard to believe, hard to make a ritual. Is the valuable concept for the Japanese people. Is the so close society, according to us. Yeah, the other one, please. Yes, kokoro means the heart, physically and including as soul. Kokoro no hokori. Dust of the mind. Yeah. Kokoro has the two meaning. Firstly, heart. Secondly, mind. It's the combined kokoro
heart
term.
and mind.
Yes, combining in the one term. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. It's not it's separable thing. Yeah.
It's not dualistic.
Yes. I told you, Nihonjin is the common construction in the centralized mentality. Everything just began from Japanese, everything just collect in the Japanese. Sin is reinterpreted the psychology and the ethically, and the spiritual purification becomes a mental and emotional purification. What about Konkokyo? Konkokyo in these moments, oldest moments historically, in the belongs to west of the part of Japan, including folk beliefs, you know. The third, Toritsugi, mediatory guidance. Religious mediation functions more like counseling or guidance. Religion becomes integrated into personal and practical life concerns. Despite any religious leaders guiding most important thing to reach salvation with the leading guide. The other one, please. The other term, Aiyo Kakeo. The Japanese term, mutual interdependence, emphasize reciprocal relations between humans, nature, and kami, and there must be harmony with everything. You must with your physical presence and the soul presence is the same, like a term koko. Yeah. And encourages social and ecological ethics. The other one, please. And ikigami, living kami. Every Japanese people, when they continue their lives, they not represent a kami. But religious leaders, especially the emperors and the other religious leaders, when he living the regular life, becomes a kami and continuing on it. Yeah. Sacredness and can manifest within living human existence and weakens the strict separation between the sacred and secular realms. Inseparable thing. According to the Japanese belief system, Shinto, maybe yes, including this Japanese Buddhists, every part of human, you know, two parts of human, physical body and soul, cannot totally separate it from this from other. Yeah, is the combined. Without body, the body without soul, there is no meaning, even afterlife. Yeah. Okay. The other one. Kami Hito Aida, between Kami and human. Human life becomes the central space of the sacred rationality, and the daily experience itself becomes religious meaningful. Between Kami and human, there is no separation, there is no order, there is no limits must be in the one person's life. Yeah. The other one. Yes. This is the comparative approach between the state Shinto and each movement. Firstly, Omoto. Let me show you this part, main difference. Yeah, state-centered sacred authority and versus universal spiritual authority is the stringent tension between them. Second one, ethno-national exclusivism versus interreligious universalism. Third one, political preservation versus global spiritual transformations. The other one, political ritual according to state Shinto versus ascetic sacred creativity, like a tea ceremony, coffee ceremony maybe in these days. The other one, yeah, national sacredness versus universal ethics. It is the great tension. It is still in the States, the Japanese religious people and the Japanese government peoples and the politicians. The other one, bureaucratic authority, great. And the charismatic renewal, the other one, tension. Okay. Okay, Thank you so much. The other one main difference between the state Shinto and Tenrikyo movement. Main difference, we want to look at the first one. National duty versus communal happiness is the more separate from this national mission and the communal happiness. Which is best?
Both.
Both. According to Tenrikyo, no, you must be choice. Yes, communal happiness. There must be maybe in the military service communal happiness. You must to obey your commanders, such as maybe become a communal happiness. Maybe. The second one, state ritual versus everyday ethical practice. The other one, national hierarchy versus universal equality. Yes, the most important one. Obedience as the mutual aid. Yeah, the great tension. And political sovereignty versus parental divinity. The parental divinity is very similarities between the Catholic theology and the Tenrikyo's theology. Is the God is our parents, not male, not female, combined. So, yeah.
But do they have this third gender?
Yeah.
In the theater,
Do they have the third gender?
personage
Male,
in
female,
the Japanese theater,
Yeah.
it's the expression of this
God,
combined.
mother, father,
Yeah,
father, father.
in the one presence of God. Yeah.
Mhm.
Not like a Jesus. Yeah, it's the, because in the Japanese mythology, firstly, came from the cows. There was a three coming, and no sexuality, no gender, no any sign of the male or female. Because of the maybe we can say this supreme God. It is not according to Tenrikyo God including male and female properties according to us. Tenrikyo saying that. External loyalty versus inner ethical purification. The other one. Yeah, the last one, state Shinto versus Konkokyo. Main differences in this. Political divinity and versus relational spirituality. Divinity, spirituality, which refers to which better? Spirituality.
Yeah, spirituality.
Spirituality. Political divinity.
Political divinity, I don't think works.
Yes, it doesn't. Okay.
It's idolatrous.
Great. Vocational ritual and personal mediation. I'm sure that the personal mediation. The other one so political, so has this so big tension. Yeah, Russian nationalism versus mutual relationality. Other one, state-centered sacredness versus interpersonal sacredness. And the collective nationalism versus individual guidance, and the transcendent imperial sacredness and immanent sacredness. It is the comparative situation between state Shinto as the three between state Shinto and the three religious movement of Japan. The other one, the last part, about consolation. State Shinto represents the sacralization of politics through the divinization of the emperor, nationalism and state ritual. In these days, the Japanese people getting to believe that Japanese state became a sacred day by day. In these days, the so new development began in this area, Because of that, is the political decisions became as sacred rituals and a sacred concern. Yeah. In contrast, Omoto, Tenkyo, and Gongokyo directed religion toward ethics, daily life, social harmony, and universalism. While state Shinto sacralized the nation state, this movement sacralized ordinary human life, interpersonal relations, and the communal practice. The comparison shows that modern Japanese religion was not secularized, important, in the sense of the disappearing, rather it was transformed into the political, ethical, and social force. And the comparison, yeah. Thus, modern Japan illustrates two parallel dynamics, is the last one, what I say. The sacralization of politics in state Shinto and the social diffusion or secularization of religion in Japanese new religious movements. Thank you for listening.